Hello, everyone. We are glad to be here. I'm Maria Ratti from Ecuador. From the Escuela Superior Politécnica del Litoral, ESPOL. We have recently accredited by RSB in our biology program. And this presentation is about biology programs aligned to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So I would like to start this presentation by saying what sustainable development is. And this is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. The premise is that the nature is irreplaceable, and the entire economy is reliant on society, and society in turn depends entirely on the environment. So by 2015, the leaders of the world met and they defined a set of 17 sustainable development goals. And those reflect how we want to be as a mankind. So I just selected some of them that are probably more tackled from the biology standpoint. Education for sustainable development is the key. So we had to develop competences that empower our students or individuals to reflect on their own actions and define new knowledge and skills to values and attitudes towards a new pedagogy. And this new education, and this new education has to tackle these issues, seeing that these goals are not easy to achieve, that we need to comprehend them really well and inspire our students. So this education should include social and ecological sustainability. The teachers of science, and especially in our biology classrooms, have the responsibility to allow students to reflect in a scientific way about these sustainability issues. So this scientific way must be evidence-based learning and needs to engage in social scientific debate. So we need to focus on our students as critical consumers of scientific knowledge, meaning that we need to develop critical thinking and decision-making skills about these controversial issues. And the way to do it is by discussing this openly and frequently. So of course we have strategies to teach and learn about sustainable developing goals. And the first one that I'm gonna talk about is the interdisciplinary of the new biology, of the biology of the 21st century. It has to be problem-solve oriented and integrative. Instead of focusing in only one discipline, it has to tackle different issues because, for example, the big problems that are being addressed by SDGs need collective action. Okay? So these problems, for example, the extreme poverty, climate change, need to be focused from different strategies, from different point of view. We need also to emphasize hands-on learning experiences, fieldwork, research projects that address real-world challenges, not only in the classroom, but also engaging with communities. So that will be our third strategy, is to engage with local communities, involve the stakeholders to raise awareness of these UN aspirations and develop also projects that can be integrative. Okay. Of course, those aren't the only strategies. I'm just mentioning a few of them. But we need to also develop assessment tools to measure how our students are learning this UN aspiration, everything with a point of view of critical thinking, problem solving, and global citizenship. So higher education plays an important role in this because higher education and research are the indicators of economic growth. However, we are aware that we are not tackling these problems only by getting richer. We need also to think about social progress, which considers basic human needs, foundation of well-being, and opportunities for everyone. Okay? So institutionally, we need to see that, and this has to be a big effort from the institution and from every program. So that is why we don't only teach taking the SDGs into account and conducting research, but also we establish outreach projects as an institutional policy. So our outreach programs are also mandatory for all students in the different faculties. Also, our capstone projects, they need to be done for graduation, are considered these SDGs to be accomplished. So we have our IDR fair every end of the semester, where all these capstone projects are presented. Also, we complement this with field experience, social responsibility during pre-professional practices, and an overall good environment for discussions about these goals. In addition, we are now a sustainable campus. We have a sustainability unit in our campus that is in charge of different items that can be tackled in the university, since using less resources, infrastructure that is compatible with sustainability, and also engaging with communities. By 2019, we started participating, of course, in the impact rankings. And this ranking assesses university against the United Nations SDGs. Currently, ESPOL is the #1 university in Ecuador, according to this ranking, proudly. Also, only in our biology program, we have conducted since 2018 research that are aligned to these SDGs. We have published about 300 articles since then, mostly aligned to goals 2, 3, 12, 14, 15, and 17, which are very important because they are about zero hunger, good health and well-being, and also for the life underwater and life on land. Of course, there are challenges. So globally speaking, despite the need to be supported by science and technology, little efforts exist on how to create institutions that effectively harness these for sustainability. Also, another challenge has to be with the curriculum, because established curricula tend to be not so flexible. And we need to integrate new topics related to United Nations aspiration. So that might require curriculum revision and also more expertise from our faculty members. Another challenge has to be with infrastructure and facilities. So we need to address this aspiration, conducting fieldwork or implementing sustainability initiatives on campus, and that may require additional resources that are not always available, or there isn't always the will to use them. Also, institutional, and that's related with the last challenge that I'm going to mention, is that institutional cultures and policies may not prioritize sustainability or global citizenship education. So we need to switch that in order to get more collaboration, more strategies to prioritize these aspirations. So before finishing, I want to talk about some take-home messages that we need to involve our students with SDGs, and that will require planning and an institutional effort. We are at ESPOL, we are working towards that, and I think that should be replicated everywhere. Education also is the key. I don't know if I can emphasize that enough. It plays an essential role for achieving a sustainable society. But it must be linked with environmental, economical, and social context. Also, education in sustainable development is a combination of different ways, frequently dealing with biology in combination with its branches. And we cannot forget that new technologies will tell us more insights about how are we now in biology in general, and environment and health. So this, I'm going to quote this: by virtue of its mission and a vision to address the challenges, the new biology education and the SDGs will remain in the global scientific agenda for at least the next 2 decades. And thanks for listening. And don't forget the goal of this month is quality of education. So I think it's very appropriate.